the future, it's about time we fight.
Welcome back, Space Cadets, to Hal and Dave's Trip to Jupiter, where the shit's getting real!
Yeah, so, 'tis a gate.
Last time, Lavos just crashed to Earth, much as we assumed.
Yep, and he's Steve. Yep, and now we're gonna go, fight Lavos. And we're gonna see what happens.
Are we really?
Yeah. Because...
No, wait. So, is the main fight with Lavos in, like, 1992 or whatever, over there from the end of time, and this is, like, a sub-fight?
well...
Or, you know what? I'm gonna be surprised, I suppose.
This is actually one of the most important changes in the entire game. We're gonna...
Ooh, it's the Ice Age!
Yep, and there's a couple more things we're gonna find out. So...
But that looks like a space city.
Yep.
Skyway. So, yeah, we've become lost in space-time once more.
Well, of course, but there's a very important reason. You see, there's a lot more to this Lavos situation than anything else, because there's also another factor here. Terror. We didn't get exactly a lot of story on Magus, did we?
No.
Cool.
Magus didn't want Lavos to awaken, but he was summoning it.
Well, we're gonna actually talk about that, but keep that in the back of your mind while we go through this.
I've been keeping it.
So,
yeah, I mean, this is probably like the biggest twist so far, I feel like. So, Skyway.
Yep.
We have warp points to other places.
Yep.
More Yasunori Mitsuda stuff. Hey, it's the city in the sky. Wait, 12,000 BC? Is that what we're looking at?
Yep. There was a civilization before humans.
Civilization in the sky?
Yeah, well, humans were around, but you know, Asia. Take a look.
Oh no, we've ended up in
We're in the Kingdom of Zeal.
We end up in Shabbat.
And, well, this is where things kind of get crazy.
Right.
So...
So I have simply concluded that Xenogears is just Chrono Trigger reskinned.
You're just... I don't want to take away your dreams, but nah.
No, because, really, just, like, all this stuff just appears later in similar works, let's say. No such thing as fate.
Wow.
Truth exists. Such a believer. Alright, space sky people.
Yeah, and we're gonna
prepare to rock. We will shake up your placid society with our power of rock and roll.
Well... Oh, who's this kid?
It's a boy.
Yeah, Till
is a sullen lad.
He's a very sullen lad. Man, I wonder if we're ever going to see that kid again. The Black Wind howls.
Shut up, you nerd. Pet your cat. Is that Magus?
Maybe. I'm not saying a word.
It is.
Yes.
Wait, so Magus is like a bajillion years old.
Magus, this is where we actually get...
Oh my god, he's Krillian.
This is where we actually get the origin of Magus, essentially. Like I said...
12,000 to 400 that's a lot of time.
Yeah, there's actually a very important reason. This is where the Lavos stuff really starts coming into play, and we get more of the plot of it, and we find out Lavos is a steal, most likely. I'm sorry I'm, like, spoiling ahead of a game, but, you know, this game's old.
Man, I know where this is going. Well, gotta go back to the 90s.
Oh.
Gotta go back to the 90s and fight these things.
Yep. This is a really cool little thing. Okay, that's the land bridge.
So Magus is like 12,400 years old or something like that?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, no, he again, he's a Xenogears character.
Yeah, but take a look at this, just beautiful.
Yeah, we ended up in Angel Island over here. or we ended up in Skyloft. I'd take your pick. It's also Shabbat.
Yeah. Like I said, this game doesn't pull any punches in terms of...
Is that supposed to happen when you win the Bible?
No, but it's neat. It's
I'm sorry,
glowy Bible.
The Torah.
The Torah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the special that's the special golden edition.
It's got the Jucano.
Yeah, Jucano.
That show always cracked me up.
It's a weird show to think about because it didn't last long and people forget it exists.
I don't. It was a source of many laughs for me.
Uh-huh. Probably actually your first exposure to Jack Kirby style art, I imagine.
Not really, because I understood that back in like Superman the animated series that Darkseid was Jack Kirby style.
That's fair. Nah. Dedicated to the memory of Jack Kirby. Actually, all the...
Alright, so, okay, Shala... I have not been paying attention to what they've been saying, but these characters are...
So, Shala...
Queen ZL has two... Shala's an incredible child piece.
Yeah, so there's Shala and her little boy.
They haven't named the boy?
I think they did... Hold it, let me get back here.
See,
Janus!
Janus. He's the two-faced god of Greek mythology.
Yep.
You go through text very quickly, sir.
Yeah. They're calling us permanent.
I mean, I get it. I go through text pretty quickly when I'm playing on my own time.
Yeah.
But we might want to knock it back a peg.
It's
just
true.
so that people can actually read it.
It's
Although,
true.
granted, you can pause the video.
True.
What is that?
A shopkeep.
He looks disturbed to be alive.
He probably is, but I'm gonna take advantage of this shopkeep.
Why would you take advantage of that poor individual?
It looks like he needs a friend, if I'm being honest. Like, look at him.
He does. He's traumatized.
Yeah. Like, I mean...
Well, it's like how you and I started hanging out. It's like I had like this car accident, and then like that same week you just messaged me, and you're like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" that was like the best thing ever.
Hey, I was just like...
That's what I needed.
You're just like...
If you ever needed the origin story for Hal and Dave, that's how it happened.
Basically. There's also a special Zero issue where we meet at a hobby store and talk about Gundam.
Oh yeah.
That's
episode 0.
Episode 0. Episode 1 is the car texting story.
Yeah, episode 1. Someone pulled a fast left turn in front of Hal, and it didn't quite make it.
It's true.
I mean, no one was physically hurt, but Hal was not at fault, and so the other guy's insurance got to pay for his front bumper.
So there's actually there's actually Earthbound people who work for these people up here.
Earthbound?
Yes.
Are we talking like literally the game Earthbound, or are we just talking about the Earth itself?
The Earth itself. Like,
okay.
There's like we're in the sky, and there's like a hierarchy here.
No, because like wow, like again, I've been holding back a lot this session with the Xenogears references, but oh my god, this is just straight like Xenogears does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Hey Dalton, what's up?
Oh.
Let's see how you handle this little situation.
I didn't think you'd make it easy.
No, he didn't fight us. I thought he was gonna fight us. Yeah, no, it's interesting though because like Xenogears is a game that I hold in pretty high regard.
Yeah.
And even more so, I appreciate its spiritual sequels in Xenosaga, and so to see the origins of all that like way back here is like, well, maybe they refined it with iteration, and it kind of makes me like think in a different way about some of the things I've worked on.
Yeah.
Because like I'm like a very like OCD perfectionist at times, and I want to get it right the first time.
Yeah.
And I realize that sometimes that kind of holds me back from just making something cool.
Well,
because I spend too much time worrying about it.
Dude, I've worked on so many different stories and so many different concepts.
Zeal Palace.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
This is the Queen's Palace, the center of Zeal Kingdom, which makes this the center of the universe. As you can see,
I beg to differ.
This is what I like to call the we're asking for it.
Right. They think they're so high and mighty, they're just doomed.
This is just narrative causality in action.
Yeah, no, like hubris comes before the fall.
It's amazing. He knows the
and in this case, in the sky, they have a very long way to fall.
Yeah. So we're not playing
Balthazar.
So we're not playing the DS version, which has some more extra content. We're playing.
What they say? Wait. Gaspar's making a Chrono Trigger or a Time Egg or something.
No one's seen one for age.
That's rad.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of foreshadowing here.
No. Again, like Caspar, Balthazar, and Melchior are the three kings of the Bible who brought gifts to Jesus Christ upon his birth. So they're going hard on this. I'm not surprised, considering I know the team that made this one out of make Xenogears.
It's true.
And those same three appear in Xenogears.
It's
as like mecha scientists who built the different mechs that you play as you control in the game.
So is Xenogears just a sequel to Chrono Trigger?
I mean, the more I see of Chrono Trigger, the more I say yes.
That probably makes a little more sense, and at least
I would say like Xenogears is more of a sequel to Chrono Trigger than Chrono Cross was.
That's
I made Dave moan. I think I'm onto something.
So let me talk about a little bit about Chrono Cross, and let me talk about that extra content.
I have a friend who really liked Chrono Cross, so I'm interested to hear about this.
All right, Chrono Cross is a terrible sequel to the Chrono Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
It might be it's a good game on its own merits.
Also, this dude will take you to the bedroom.
Yes, he will.
Oh my.
But as a sequel, it fails in a couple regards, in my opinion. One, too many characters that won't get enough development.
I was gonna say, can't you, like, there's a main few characters, but then there's like 30 optional characters?
Yes. And that's 60.
60. That is twice the number that I stated.
I believe 60. But you can't get them all on every playthrough either.
New Game Plus?
Yeah, it's New Game Plus. Like,
well, that's right. Like, I saw part of the game when my friend was playing it, and, Shala.
Shala.
Oh, Shala. Head Shala. Oh, wait, wrong thing.
It should
You're
also...
back, Yanis.
It should also be noticed, this is kind of getting into a little spoiler territory, but Shala's also in Chrono Cross as well, but she looks completely different for some reason.
Okay.
And a lot of the main aspects about Chrono Cross that have connection are changed. So we established that Magus...
Black Wind.
The Black Wind. You feel too. Don't worry, it'll be alright. Now hold on to this. What is it? It's a kind of amulet. Something should happen. It'll protect you. I wish I could be with you always, but Mother has other plans.
Mother has plans to die in the future.
She's not our Mother. She looks like Mother, but inside she's changed.
Whoa. Child, why are you so cynical already? You're like 9.5 years old.
Look, he grew up in a sky kingdom. I think he has what I like to call...
Okay, so he grew up around signs that says, beware of edge.
It's true. I mean, if you grew up around that, I mean, it's like anything, anytime I could fall off the ledge and die.
Life is fleeting.
He's...
Okay, so he declares that she's not her mother.
Still, I can't... Janice,
okay, so, putting ourselves back into this game, that, Yanis has... She's not actually Yanis' mother, but she raises him well.
No, she is, but there's a thing with that. It's, so, let me put it this way. Lavos is one of the first RPG bosses I would think that has a little H.P. Lovecraft in him.
Okay.
And that comes with one thing. Cultists.
So, Yanis views Lavos as his mother?
No, what I mean is that his mother's a priest for Lavos.
Okay. She worships Lavos.
Yeah, she's being controlled by Lavos to fuck over.
And Yanis, so Yanis views the woman that she is now who worships Lavos, not as his mother.
Yes.
Even though, like, physically she is, but maybe he's dealing in a mental concept.
Yeah.
Harsh, brah. That's harsh.
Yeah, it happens.
But, again, there is a character in Xenogears who, like, really reflects this exact same thing.
I imagine.
And that character is also inspired by an Arthur C. Clarke novel, so, you know.
Fair.
Melchior!
Humans are so odd.
He brought frankincense.
As you
The
can see,
baby Jesus.
as you can see, those two, as you know, this is where the game connects some pieces as well with the Masamune, Janus, Magus, and everything else. It's a
Well, because Janus is the two-faced Greek god.
yeah. So I believe I'm supposed to go down, but I'm gonna double check to make sure.
But yeah, no, this is wow. These cities in the sky are always interesting to me because they present such like a beautiful, like, isolated community, which is separated. It's separated from everything else, like of the troubles that the outside world faces. Yeah. They're all gone. They always have music like this too. I don't know how well this is gonna pick up on the capture later on, but
All right, go. Okay, actually, I'm supposed to go up there. So we're gonna go.
this kind of like wind chimes almost and percussion music, like a little like natural primitive stuff actually for what is essentially a high-tech society.
Yeah, I dig it.
Also, those creatures over there are like Mario RPG creatures waiting to strike.
Pretty much.
They're sleeping, but they secretly have giant forks.
We're gonna follow her.
She has deposited the brooch.
Yep.
She went through the secret door of the High Entia.
'Tis more door that keeps us bound, hand, foot, and tongue.
The Mammon mission. What?
Alright.
Hal is delightfully confused by this.
Yeah, let's. So I gotta find a better pendant, essentially. Okay.
Better pendant, but we just use. I would assume that what they were talking about is that we have the same pendant from the future.
Yeah.
That we brought back in time.
Yeah.
So why doesn't it work?
I think we're gonna have to get it fixed.
Oh no, we gotta get it fixed.
The best. So I'm gonna see if I'm trying to remember. So I think maybe I'll ask Janus and see what he knows. That little sullen kid.
He would seem to be the most knowledgeable of any of these.
Go away. God damn it, he's too emo!
Goddamn emo kids. Get a job. Kids.
job.
Arrgh.
Alrighty, let's make sure.
I mean, I'm just waiting for those, like, sky chickens from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess to show up.
Hold it. A couple things, actually. Alright. Let's see. We're gonna go down here. And I'm gonna figure out what we're going to do next, because...
Man, I always knew that 12,000 BC was way cooler than we are now.
Mm-hmm.
They're living in the sky. They got this lovely repeating texture of clouds in the background. It's just scrolling by slowly.
Yeah. It's scrolling by. And now... Alright.
Meanwhile, in Angel Island Zone.
Meanwhile, in Angel Island, we are stuck in the past, future. I don't know
But
anymore.
we'll get to that one later, I'm sure, Space Cadets.
As soon as I figure out what I didn't do.
What didn't you do?
Well, I figured there's something with the pendant, so I gotta at least figure that out.
Oh, man.
So. HP's one, blah, blah, blah.
Do we enter into the cave or the space city?
The Space City!
Space City. I'm just sitting here watching like Chrono and everyone flail about.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
There's like wah, 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 wah.
I'm just wondering what I did to fuck this up, because I think, okay, I'm gonna go back, explore the world down below, and figure it out. Because apparently it looks like I missed something.
Did we miss something, Space Cadets? We want you to tell us the answer. Find out next time on Hal and Dave's Trip to Jupiter.
Yeah.
Like, totally.
Totally.